Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Fantastic Friday. Oh, for those of you who are in the region of Raleigh and Durham, it's the last Friday of the fair. You better get out there and have a great time while you can. But we thank God it's a fantastic Friday because we've come towards the end of our workday week, and God is doing great and marvelous things. Today, I invite you to look into the Word of God at 1 Peter, the 5th chapter, verses 1 through 5. How we begin to see how God works with the elders and with those younger persons. Notice what it tells us. As the word comes to us out of 1 Peter, it says that those who are elders in the church, we must make sure that we are witnesses to the sufferings of Christ. You know, we must remind this world in which we live that we know about the sufferings of Christ. We know how he bled, how he died on Calvary's cross. But we too will also share in his glory as well as in his suffering. In the world in which we live today, when we see all things that are happening, we see that there's suffering happening all over the world. But it does not negate the hand of God nor the power of God in our lives. We must make sure that we have a clear understanding that God cares for his flock. And this admonishment and this advice comes to the elders and those who are younger to take care of the flock. Just as we see things that are happening in the Middle East, we must take care of those who are going through moments of grief, moments of mourning, moments of bereavement. We should watch out for them. Notice the text says that we should willingly do this, not grudgingly. You know, so many times you and I, we try to avoid the hard and the difficult things in life. But we must make sure that whenever we see it, that we go in it with the attitude that God is here with me and I'm here to serve God by serving his people. We should never lord over people. This is that month of October that we call Clergy Appreciation Month. Those of us that we've been given responsibilities to have oversight over congregations and people, we should be a good example how we serve the Lord with gladness and we never abuse our leadership nor our authority. He tells us that a great shepherd appears to us and he does the things that we need to see, just as Jesus is our great shepherd. As Jesus has the crown, the victor's crown as he's in heaven, you and I can have the crown of God's glory and God's honor. We must make sure that we do our part by being the leaders that God has called us to be, that we must dress ourselves with humility. You know, in our contemporary times, people are always wanting to be dressed so elegantly and dress so fashionable. But we must make sure that even in our dress, that we wear the garments of humility. Never think of ourselves more highly than we should. Never be proud and boastful. The only reason we have some degree of prominence is because favor comes from God. We should always remember that the favor that comes from God means that God is pleased with what we're doing. So let's never forget that and allow ourselves to fall from God's grace and God's mercy. Today, I invite you to make sure that we do our ample best to serve the people of God. And as you and I serve the people of God, we'll find out that God will tell us, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Let's put on the garments of humility and let's serve in this present age to do the Master's will. And may we and all of our powers engaged find ourselves yielded and still. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Always know in this year of 20 and 23, God is going to bless you bigger and better than you ever thought it would be. And we'll look forward to seeing you and talking with you again on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.